not so much a tutorial, but just a sort of behind the scenes look at here's what I did to make this 4th of July look happen. So, next we apply foundation. Now, the foundation that I found randomly and absolutely love, L'Oreal True Match. It's this is like nut, what is this? Nut brown cocoa, which I have issues with that name, but it's a great match to my skin because once I put it on and buff it out, it looks like I don't have anything on. And if you're doing day drag, it's great because it's got SPF 30, broad spectrum, protect that skin, don't get skin cancer. So, I just use a little makeup wedge and just glop it on. And this is just going to go all over, up into the hairline, cover over the eyebrows, all of that. So you can sort of see the difference, you know, but once we buff this out, it makes a really great coverage. And for me, I don't really like to use a lot on around my facial hair. I'm gonna go back and darken it anyway, but I usually try and apply it around my facial hair. The next step is the Beauty Blender. Now, this little sponge is really expensive, but it really just makes everything just nice and buffed and blended, and you'll definitely get your, I think it's like $20 for one, or they sell a 2-pack for like $30. It's worth it to just spend the money and have your mug just be amazing. So I bought the little 2-pack from Ricky's. Yeah, this 2-pack was $28.50. But a good mug is priceless. So what you want to do is add just enough water to make this damp. And you want to make sure that, you know, if you're only using one of them, you try and use one side because you're going to use this to buff out your highlight as well, which we will get to in just a minute. So I'm just going to take this and go, it'll make your edges nice and blended. It'll make everything on your skin just look more natural, less caked on, and beautifully blended. So now you can see my skin looks kind of natural, you know? Like, it almost looks like I'm not wearing makeup at all, except my face is really shiny because this is a shitty camera. But, shit. I just dropped a whole thing of eyeshadow powder. God damn it. Now, we apply the highlight. The highlight of your day. So, what I have here is a Krylon. I know nothing about makeup. A Krylon Dermacolor Mini 16 Shade Concealer Palette. So it's got a bunch of shades, and there's different ones, different palettes for that have a whole bunch of different shades in them. Usually I use the first. Oh God, this is so dirty. Usually I use the first one here, but I'm out of it, and I haven't gone back to, where did I get this? Alcone, the one on 14th Street. So out of this, so I moved to this one, which I like as well. So I take a brush. As far as brushes, my advice would be your paint is, a lot of it has to do with skill, but a lot of it has to do with the tools that you're working with. If you want to get like really good defining things, it can be to your advantage to spend a little money on a kit of brushes. I got the Sigma travel kit, which comes with this little case, and I think like 8 brushes. Um, and then I have some other powder brushes and liner brushes, and I've added to it here and there. Their individual brushes are about $15 each. The kit I think was about $80 or $85. But I found, with my experimentation that having more brushes is definitely makes it easier for you to do what it is that you do. And having high quality brushes shows in the makeup that you do. So I'm just gonna get a lot of product on there. And then the thing with highlighting is you want to mimic and manipulate where the light is going to shine. So just like the light is shining on my forehead, bridge of my nose, my cheeks, here, I do a little highlight here, I'll do a little bit of a highlight there, and then just to accent the temples, I'll do a highlight there, even though there's not really a natural highlight there. I just like to manipulate the shape of my face a little bit like that. So I just start under the eye and go out like that. And then take it down the nose. I really can't do this in a camera. I'm just gonna have to do this in a mirror because I'm not fucking up my paint for you. And usually I do this standing up because behind this computer is a big mirror on the wall. Now I'm going to do my chin highlight, which I do in a darker color off the same palette. This one right here. Ironically, I need to get bigger ones of these, but the ones that I've used, I've muddled the brush around so much that I can't see what the numbers were of, because each shade has a number. I can't see what the numbers are of the one I want to buy, so I have to fucking take the whole palette in and try and do some detective work. It's annoying. So this is just a darker highlight to soften my manly jaw, which you can't really see here, but not too feminine there. Just want to soften that up a bit, make her a little more of a lady. And as long as you get the approximate shape correct, you're gonna be blending this all in and buffing it out and reshaping it, and then going over it with powder anyway. So, and then for my nose, I go back and forth, but today I'm just gonna finger paint. All right. So now that I look like an African warrior, especially with this hair, what a lot of people would do now is apply a cream contour. I'm not going to do that just because my skin is so dark, like I just haven't figured out how to do it without making it look crazy. Um, so yeah, now you take your beauty blender, turn it on the side that doesn't have dark ass paint all over it, and you're just gonna buff it all out and make it blended and beautiful and more natural with your foundation. See how much more blended that is? Just go over the edges and just makes it more like natural lighting and less like I painted this on. I'm just gonna go back with the darker side and reshape it a little bit, bring her in, rein her in, because my my forehead highlight tends to get a little out of control if I don't color in the lines. So the lighting is way too bright right here, but this gives you an idea of what that looks like when I don't have the direct light on it. All right. And so you're just going to do that with every single place where you have the highlight, and just buff it out till it looks blended and natural. Now, coming up from the eye, I like to leave a little bit of a harsh line there. So this line right here, I'll tend to blend it a little bit, but I like to keep it a little harsh because I'm going to be doing a wing dye that's going to go in that territory anyway. So my highlight on my nose came out a little thick as usual once I buffed it out. So in there.